Hey, folks, just getting settled in here. And we'll have some fun tonight. So just give me a second or two to fire this up. And then we'll bring Deborah in. Let me do this and this and this. And get out of here. Tammy, dealing with feeling. How you doing? Wait, Dylan, I think I owe you an email, right? Let me check this out. Okay, we're good here. Let me do this, and then this, and this. That's what I need to do. Jilly, how you doing tonight? Hi, Joan. Okay, so yeah, Dylan, I'll email you right back. I'm in the middle of a brutal week. I have this. I have the newsletter tonight. I'm supposed to MC an event tomorrow, and I'm hosting an event Friday. So I want to be able to figure that stuff out with you. The answer is yes. We'll figure it out. Hi, Christine. How you doing? Jamie. Yes, Meredith did make it home safely last night in the middle of the night. She is back and resting comfortably from her vacation. Hi, Lisa. See, yeah, I found a backdrop that works. Catherine, good to see you as always. Maggie G. Anna Lee, hello if I missed you earlier. Giselle. All right, we'll let folks come in. I'm going to switch my chat to live chat. Deborah's already here, so let's bring Deborah in now to get our hellos in. I did want to point out just before we bring her in, though, that we have gifts tonight. We have something from Annalie. This is actually nicely packaged. Hi, Lisa Vett. How you doing? There's even a little card in here. Enjoy your gift from Annalie Finch, wrench holder from Virginia. Look at that. She has her own business card now. So this is beautiful. So let's just do our unboxing here. I have an idea of what this is, but this is really nicely put together. And oh yes, always looking out for me. We have a new batch of cream egg, folks. Oh, let's open that up. There you go. Right in there, just hatched and ready for me. Thank you, Annalie. Annalie, you're like the official grandmother of Bridge Cape Ann. I'm gonna start calling you Nana Lee if you're okay with that. So thank you so much. That's awesome. We'll be enjoying those during the show. Hi, Eileen. Angela, good to see you. Oh, Serge from Rio de Janeiro. How you doing, bud? All right. And by the way, I want to thank everyone who participated last night in our first one-on-one with Celtic Tarot Sheila. That show was awesome. We're both really happy with it. I'm sure we'll do another one sooner than later. So good stuff there. Without further ado, let's bring on Deborah, who some of you already know, and I know she's collaborated with Sheila in the past. And look at her.
Look at, we both got circles. How cool is that?
Yeah, hi Deborah, how you doing?
We didn't plan that.
No.
Love it.
I can't believe I found a backdrop like this, but there it is.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Nice. I'll send you the link after if you want that anytime, you know.
Awesome, sure.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, Deborah, it's good to see you again.
Likewise.
Hi, Tim. How you doing? Jessica, good to see everybody. Maureen, always good to see a local in here. Hello, hello, hello. And say hello to Deborah Lupien, voice of the Akashic Record. She has her own channel, so you can follow her there too. I also want to have, so I'm going to just jot down Deborah's name. There are two B's. Okay, so that is the title for her channel right there. And then I also we'll talk about her book in a bit too. And I'll have the link for her books. She's also a spiritual teacher and an author. So we're very happy to have Deborah with us, making her bridge debut. So, thanks for reaching out, Deborah. I suppose right off the bat we should get to know each other a little bit.
Sure.
So I guess off the top, who are you? What do you do? And then why did you reach out?
Yeah, well, I'm just a regular person who was living my life. I was building databases, and then I bought this horse because I thought, if I don't do it now, I'm probably never going to do it because I was in my 40s then. I
Mhm.
got this horse who had all these problems. Trying to help her, I ended up taking an animal communication course. So in the resulting after effects of that course, it opened up my latent psychic gift that I had forgotten. When I was 4, I used to talk to Jesus all the time. But you grow up, you go through your traumas, and it gets forgotten. So in helping that horse, it was like, whoa, something opened up, lit a fire. And next thing you know, I found the Akashic records, and it was like the heavens opened up and the angels said, welcome home, baby.
Mhm.
And it's been this amazing, magical journey ever since.
And so I don't mean to play simpleton, but for the sake of simplicity, can you explain to me what are the Akashic records? Because I told you off air when we first met that the first time I even heard of the term was only last year when a viewer brought it up. So
Yeah.
how would you explain the Akashic records to me?
They are your user manual. Did you
Hmm.
ever see that show in the 80s, Greatest American Hero?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
Believe it or not.
he got these special powers with this suit, but he didn't have a manual. It's exactly the same thing. We all have our own Akashic Records archive. It's ethereal, it's energetic, so it's not like you can reach out and touch it in the third dimension, but you have full access to it through the fifth dimension. And I use meditation to get there, but people have various ways. The important thing is it's your birthright, it's the user manual. Everything about you is in the Akashic records. So if you're having troubles in your life with, let's say for a lot of people, they have relationship issues, maybe some career stuff, and sometimes they'll notice this repeating pattern showing up in their life. We can go into the Akashic records and find out where in a past life did you have a trauma that is still showing up. Then we can clear it, heal it, and let them get past it. Plus, you get all kinds of information about how your soul is wired, which is really exciting. And I teach people about that in a soul introduction where literally I introduce you to your soul. It's like, this is who you are. These are the magical aspects of you. These are your superpowers. And after you've been through that process, some of it will feel familiar because you've always known it. You just didn't understand it. But after you go through it and you get it, it's like you're no longer who you were. You are now the 2.0 version of yourself.
Hmm.
It's phenomenal.
Interesting. So I don't know if you have access to the live chat tonight. Not that it matters if you don't, but we're getting a lot of hellos for you and people who know you. Celtic Tarot Sheila just hopped in and said hello. So hi,
Ah,
Sheila, and thanks for last night, Sheila. That was awesome. Would love to do that again with you. And we indirectly are all connected now because Deborah's collaborated with Sheila in the past, and then Deborah reached out to me a couple of weeks ago, and we had a quick chat, and then we figured we need to get her on the channel ASAP. So that's what we're doing tonight. So Deborah, so when you, I suppose, discover your Akashic record, so I'm trying to think of how you make the transition now to do a deep dive into Akashic records, and then do you become consumed by it, encouraged by it? Does it lead you to other directions in life? What exactly happens then?
well, it did for me because my gift is being a researcher. So I have to go out and learn everything I can, and then I have to teach it. So that's the big part of my gift. But yeah, it's like it just turned everything upside down. I stopped building databases. I didn't want to do that anymore. It wasn't exciting, even though I loved it previously. But now it's all about teaching others that you have this amazing resource that is your birthright. It's available to everybody. There are meditations on my YouTube channel that you can use to access your records. The first book I wrote, Akasha Unleashed the Missing Manual to You, because I wanted people to learn, first of all, the Akashic records exist. You got to know they're out there, right? And then what they're about and how you can use them. And then after that, I was inspired by one of my main guides, which is Archangel Metatron, to do this book, which is The Path to Hearing, Angels and Guides, 21 Days of Meditation. So this is the course. This is how you, Corey, how everybody learns how to access their Akashic records. And you really can do it in 21 days or less. We also have a support group that goes with that to help people through it. But it's been phenomenal because I didn't design it. I translated it. I download the information and put it in the book. And it's so brilliantly designed that even people who say, I can't meditate, I can't hear my angels, they can. In fact, everybody's doing it every day. They just don't realize it. So part of the teaching is helping you to separate what's the voice of ego versus what is the voice of your angels.
Okay. So to me, what's so daunting about Akashic Records is, right, it's basically, it sounds like it's a compendium of all things that ever was and are, and you can access that. So how do you not get overwhelmed at the thought of that and find yourself through these records? Does that make sense?
Well, you baby steps, you take it a little bit at a time. Like when I first started going in and channeling for people, I would see these massive doors because that was kind of my vision of what the records were. And the doors would be different depending on whose records I was going into, which is really interesting. So then you look up the symbolism and you figure out what does that mean to the person, because you're getting messages constantly when you're connecting. So then you go in the doors and it's like a movie's going on in there, and they're showing you things, they're teaching you things. And if you go to akashaunleashed.com and go to the meditations tab, there's a meditation called Connecting with Guides. You can use that to get into your Akashic records, to meet your guides, to talk to them. You can touch them. You can hang out with them. You can call departed loved ones if you want. But the cool thing is, this was a channeled download. It guides you through the steps of accessing your records. So once you've done it, it gets easier to do it again. And then you expand from there.
So have you always been a spiritual person? You mentioned a little bit earlier, but open to the metaphysical world. Did this open a new world to you, this discovery, and now it created a new career path for you?
Yeah.
As well. So what was that journey like for you, your life journey?
Yeah, I wasn't. In fact, I didn't believe in reincarnation. I was raised in the Judeo-Christian genre where it's like, well, if Jesus died for us on the cross, then why do we need to reincarnate? It's all done, right? But then I learned, substantially after that things are not always what they seem, and there's a lot more to the story. And of course, we are eternal beings. We go on and on. So why would we have just one life? That would make no sense. So when you go to your records, you can, as I said, access all of your past lives. Generally, you're accessing what you're ready to work on. That's what they'll bring up for you. But once I started accessing and I got that dialogue going with my angels, I would just get these downloads that would appear. It's just like you've got mail, it pops into your head, and it's either a picture or maybe you hear a voice, internally, or you just feel something in your body. It's different for everybody. But I'm very visual. So I would get like movies in my head. They showed me some of my past lives just spontaneously when I needed it, when it was appropriate to help me understand things. So in my first book, I wrote about how one day I got this vision popped in of me as this woman who's married to an abusive man. And I knew if I left, he would kill me. I didn't think I had any resources. I had to stay. But then he beat me so badly that I miscarried at one point. So it was after I healed from that I finally decided, this is it, I'm going. So I snuck out one night. I'm running down the road, and behind me, I hear the revving of the engine of his jalopy. He ran me down, and I saw it. I stopped. I'm in the lights of the car, and it's coming at me. And then it's, I didn't have to feel it, but I saw all of that. So, okay, that's interesting, but why are you showing me that? Then later they connected the dots because I married that man. It was the first man I married in this lifetime. And he abused me. So I was clearing up that karma. Part of my lesson in this lifetime was to learn to overcome that old victim energy to be empowered. And that took decades. Now, if I had known about and been able to access my records sooner, I could have done that a lot sooner. I didn't find it until I was in my 50s. But the records find you when you're ready for them.
Interesting. So, well, Deborah, then what happens? How do your family and friends react when you go from your day job to now this transformation into turning research into writing books and doing deep studies in this realm?
Well, some of them get on board and they're excited about it. And of course, they're happy that it makes me happy
Mhm.
because this is what my soul was meant to do. It's my sole purpose. I wouldn't do anything else. It just feeds my soul. And then there are others who are like atheists and skeptical. And, my mother-in-law, when I tell her that I can get her messages from her husband who's crossed over, and I can tell her things from other people, and she just looks at me and she says, "Do you really believe that?" And it's like, yeah, I kind of do. It's okay. They don't have to believe.
Right. And do you feel spiritually fulfilled?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It,
Somewhere along the line, as I started doing the work and after I connected with Metatron, it's like something happened in my heart chakra. It just opened up massively because I didn't used to like that many people. I was not that social of a person. I'm an introvert. I was happy being a hermit, sitting on my mountain, hanging out with my horses. But I can't teach and do what I meant to do if I do that. So I've got to do my research and then get out and share it. So this thing that happened with my heart chakra, it's like, now I love everybody because I understand that we are all beautiful, magnificent, resplendent souls. We're all perfect. We're just at different places in our journey.
well, and you can feel there's I was telling Sheila this last night that I'm alert to people who seem grounded inside of and have it together and can be direct and concise and seem fulfilled and happy with themselves. So, and I get that feeling from you. So I appreciate the conversation for one. Um, but I am curious about a couple of things. I don't know what Metatron is or
Okay.
means. So can we start with that, please?
Sure. So Archangel Metatron is the head honcho, if you will, sits at the right hand of Creator, is in charge of the Akashic records. Archangel Metatron is in love with humanity. He has come to Earth in a number of different bodies to live here, to experience these lifetimes so that he can understand and help us better. So he was Jesus. He was Yogananda. He was Buddha. He was Muhammad, pretty much all of the great teachers. And what did they all have in common? They brought that love to the world. And I didn't know that until I started working with Metatron, but I felt the energy of him and I felt the energy of Jesus. And it's like, this is interesting. They feel very similar. And so I asked, and it was explained to me. And yeah, so all of that love is pouring towards you. You're just filled to overflowing with it. How can you not then share that with other people? So Metatron is available to everybody, not special to me. In fact, a number of the people who went through the 21-day meditation challenge are channeling Metatron now. Some channel other archangels. It just depends on, who you're drawn to.
Well, you're the author of 3 books now?
4.
4?
So the 4th one is Little Book of Meditations. So this is 18 channeled meditations, and there is an audio to go with this. And these, were all designed by Metatron. So when I got ready to do the book, I said, okay, which of these meditations go in the book and what order do they go in the book? I'm just, following along with what Metatron wants to bring to the world because that's my job. It's to teach people about the Akashic records, to help them connect and get onto their soul path.
Do you find the writing process now compared to your earlier days doing research, and when you put pen to paper and start writing these books, is it easy because everything's so downloadable to begin with? Is it easy to put pen to paper and for you to deliver these messages?
Yeah, I don't have to put pen to paper because when I go into meditation, I sit with my hands on the keyboard because it comes really fast. Now, I can say, pause, please, if it gets too fast. They'll pause and then I'll catch up and then we'll continue. But a lot of it just comes straight down so that when it's time to write the book, it's more editing. Yeah, I'm going to fill in some things because they give me permission to do the editing and to present it since my name is going on it in the way that I want it presented. But it's so much downloaded information that it's very easy.
Very cool. So Deborah, so I'm asking, what can we do with our collaborations? Do you field questions from viewers?
Yeah,
Are there things you
absolutely.
want to share? I mean, We had questions last night because I asked a couple nights ago if people had questions for Sheila or for you. And a lot of them were the same. They want to ask both you sort of the same questions. So right at the top, Miriam Prokopek had asked, are there any topics that you don't wish to be asked about? Or what is on limits?
Pretty much open to anything. I prefer not to stray into politics because there are all these amazing readers out there, and Sheila's at the top of them, who handle that lane beautifully. My lane is the spiritual side, helping people to understand who they are as souls, to get them on their path, and to lead this most fulfilling, joyous, magical life. And that's plenty.
Well said. Okay, so folks, if you have questions for Deborah, fire them my way. I do have some questions here already for you. So look at going. Again, if you're just tuning in, hi, I'm Corey from Bridge Cape Ann. She is Deborah Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records and a 4-time author, folks. And we have that link in there for you if you want to check out her books online. And also, we have a few other announcements we'll be making throughout the show, but this is Deborah's first appearance for her first one-on-one here on the bridge. So we're very excited to share her gifts with all of you tonight too. So thank you once again, Deborah. All right, we have a question here. This is from Ann Steers, and she asks, Deborah, does doing meditation daily improve happiness specifically?
It can, depending on how you do it. It should feel good. It shouldn't feel like an obligation. You want to do it joyously. And Metatron says, you don't have to sit there and do an hour's worth of meditation. You could take 2 to 5 minutes. Once you've learned how to do that and have that connection, just be in that place of stillness, receiving. It will change your life in profound and amazing ways. You will feel calmer. Most of the time, because I'm always connected with them, I feel like Metatron's right here holding my hand all the time. So there's nothing to be afraid of. And everything I need is available to me, at a thought. It's a very profound, calming, peaceful way of living. So it's the nearest thing to Zen, bliss, that you can imagine. In the Bible, for the people who are familiar, it talks about the peace that passes understanding. That's what it is. And you can all have it.
So just so you know, Deborah, so oftentimes if it looks like I'm not paying attention, I'm just going from chat to questions to camera to, okay, just trying to keep
I've been watching you a long time. I know that.
Oh yeah, so let's talk about that for a little bit. So how do you find Bridge Cape Ann, and what prompted you to reach out?
Well, because Linda G, who I also watch, said, hey, you got to go check out this Annette chick. So I came over and I enjoyed the readings, and I've been hanging out ever since. And sometimes I watch some of your other shows because I enjoy you as a moderator. You do a fine job. This is ideally suited for your soul because guess what? I took a peek at your records before I came on because I like to know who I'm talking to. And it's just such a beautiful match for who you are energetically. And that's why you're so good at it. That's why it flows and people are drawn to you. So why did I reach out? Because I knew you had some gaps coming up in your schedule. And I thought it would be really fun if you had the space and you were willing to get together and meet you and hang out with your people.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So when you tap into my records, what is that process like? And I mean, I am open to if you want to discuss that as well. What do you see?
Well, I was thinking maybe we'd get together and I'd take you through all of the details before we shared it publicly.
Yeah, cool. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, just to honor your privacy. But for me, it's just a process where I shift my energy and my thoughts to connecting, and I ask to connect to a specific person's records if that's my intention on that occasion. And then I go in probing. And so there's this process I go through. I do use a pendulum a lot. That helps me to focus and narrow in on what I'm looking for. So I want to find out what your gift is. I want to find out what your soul specialty is. I want to find out what your tribe is. And by the way, you are a starseed. You come from another planet originally. Most people who are metaphysically minded did, because the ones who originated on Earth are really not into metaphysical. They're very grounded people. In fact, my husband is an earther, which is really, when I learned that, it was like, whoa, that's kind of a mind bender, isn't it? But it makes perfect sense. He grounds me.
Interesting. Very cool. Okay. So about the pendulum, do you use anything in particular as a pendulum? Does it matter at all?
No, I can pick up anything and swing it. Doesn't matter. Some people have all these rules about pendulums. I like this one because it's heavy, it's weighted, and so it's easy to use. But pretty much anything, if I don't have this one handy, I'll pick up whatever's available. You can also use your body. You can do this method of yes and no questions with your hands. There's a lot of ways to dowse.
All right. Okay, here's a question from Sharp Lisa. Does Deborah give messages from our guides?
Yeah, that's mostly what I do. Every third Saturday of the month, I have a Zoom group where we get together and people just ask whatever they want to ask, and I channel the answers. Then on the first Monday of the month on my YouTube channel, we do metaphysical chat. Same thing. Let's just talk about anything you want to know under the sun, which is fun for me because they can take me into places I hadn't even thought to ask questions about. So we all learn together, which is really cool. So yeah, the channeling is a big part of what I do.
Okay, thanks for the question, Lisa. Yeah, keep them coming. Here's one from a young lady named Celtic Tarot Sheila.
Hey.
Who asks, Deborah, what was the strangest download that you've ever had?
The strangest. Oh my gosh. Not exactly a download, but it was part of a karmic reading. I got this woman who originally was, I think she was originally Palladium, and she ended up on this planet Maldek. She visited there, which is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it, because Maldek exploded in 49,000 something BC. So we're talking, whoa, mind-blowing numbers, right? So way back then, they had the knowledge and understanding to travel between planets. So this Palladian woman goes to Maldek, falls in love with one of the men there, and the guy who's in charge of things on Maldek did not like that at all. He felt threatened by that. And he ended up being responsible for blowing up the planet because of this stuff that was going on between the two of them. And we didn't dive into all that because it was probably previous lives to that, and we didn't need to know that at that moment. But the strange thing about it is not just that part was pretty strange, but what was even stranger is that man is still chasing her lifetime after lifetime, stalking her. How many thousands of years is that? Why would somebody give up their soul journey to stalk somebody like that? It's pretty twisted. So finding that out then answered some questions for her, and she was able to do a clearing process to release that so that she will no longer be connected to that soul. He can take whatever malevolent game he wants to play somewhere else, or he can choose to follow the light and get back on his path.
Yikes. Okay, thanks for the question, Sheila. Here's one from Eileen. Deborah, what are signs that we are on our right path or not on our right path? Are there signs you get that tell you whether you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing?
Yeah, when your life is flowing, it's easy and you feel good, you're on your path. When you start hitting lots of bumps in the road, like you're driving down the road with a flat tire, you know how bumpy that feels? When life is like that, you are way off your path, and it's time to look for how do you get back on. And how do you get back on is you look around at your choices, make a new choice, feel it in your solar plexus. Always choose the thing that feels the best. That will help you get back on path. Because the thing that happened to us as humans when we developed all these emotions and came into the beings that we are now, we moved away from feeling our way through life to thinking our way through life. And when we think our way through, ego's in charge. And ego wants to help us. It's a tool. It's there for a reason. But ego's ideas of what's good for us are very different than what soul's ideas are. So when you feel your way through, you are touching your soul, connecting with what's best for you. That will help you make more empowered choices. And then things get easier from there.
Yes, move with your heart, not your head sometimes, right?
Yeah. So Nancy said that you built databases and it was to learn to navigate the ultimate database. Absolutely. Yeah. When I learned that, it was so profound. It's like, because I fell into doing databases. I didn't plan that either. So I can see looking back after I've learned about this stuff, right? How all of these things happened in my life that were connected and were purposeful, even though I wouldn't have known that at the time. So it was very purposeful learning to think in that way, to be in that kind of an energy, and then to shift into the greatest database there is.
So Deborah, we're probably at different points in the live chat as well. So
Oh,
if you
yeah.
ever see anything that piggybacks on a question or an answer, feel free to just jump in, okay? Because I'm
Sure. Thanks.
scrolling back trying to get all the early stuff here too. So here's a question from PC. Deborah, do you need to say any prayers before you access the Akashic records?
There is an opening and closing prayer that I share with my people, and I sometimes use it and I sometimes don't. You know, rules are made to be broken. I'm a rule breaker. And if I feel I need to say the prayer, I do, but I don't always, because I never close the records. I'm always connected. You know, I was taught when I studied how to read these records that you always have to close, because if you don't, you're going to go around scatterbrained and not grounded. And, you know, people will think there's something wrong with you. I found that not to be true. I kept forgetting to close them. And so one time I'm just going about my business and thinking about, geez, it's so weird. I can't remember to close the records. And I hear this voice, and Metatron says to me, why would you want to close them? Why would you want to disconnect? Yeah, that's true. But if I'm going in to channel something very specific, like the research I do for the soul introduction, I always do a prayer then, because that's a different way of accessing the records. And I want to be as connected as possible. To me, the most tragic thing would be if I got something wrong. I'm human. I can get things wrong. So I always want to do all these precautions to make sure that I'm as connected and on track as possible to get accurate information.
All right, well said. All right, we're off to a hot start, folks. It is now 7 p.m., the top of the hour here, Eastern Standard Time. You are watching The Bridge. Hi, I'm Corey from The Bridge. Joining us for a very special event is Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, making her first appearance here, and hopefully the first of many. I'm learning a lot tonight, which is great. I just want to run through a few things with folks tonight. The live chat, we are fielding questions for you in real time. I do need to thank my wrenches already, Anna Lee Finch and Thankful Mom and Christian Montone are with us, keeping everybody, they will bounce if necessary. They are our bouncers here at the gate, but it's an awesome community. If you're new to the channel, feel free to get to know everybody in there. Very supportive and encouraging. It's the whole love and light crowd. We love it too. And Anna Lee did send my Cadbury cream eggs. She is fattening me up this this Easter season. So thanks again for that, Anna Lee. We also want to mention Celtic Sheila was in the chat earlier. I don't know if she's still there. We did a great show with her last night. We're going to replay that again Saturday evening, folks, if you want to take part in another live chat. That's why I do it. I record those shows, and then I'll play it as a premiere video live in case you miss it the first time around. I'll do the same thing with Deborah. Probably Sunday or Monday evening for those of you who missed this event. So there is that. Next week, I will be with Jilly Beans, Jill Diliberti, side by side right here at Bridge headquarters, and she will do tarot readings for you. And then we're actually going to give away a free 1-hour reading with Jill. And all you have to do to, if you want to enroll as a Bridge buddy and subscribe, it's just $2 a month. We're going to start having these random drawings all the time on the channel. And so that's the first time we're going to do that is next week. And then I'm going to speak with best-selling author Susan Wadia Els. She wrote Busting Breast Cancer, which I think is still on the Amazon top-selling list. So that is all next week as well. But first things first, Deborah is with us, and we're very excited about it. And she is taking questions like they're coming at you, like BB pellets here. So ready to continue, Deborah?
Yeah, I see one from Dottie Busher, and she wants to know, how does somebody feel they're deserving of Metatron and knowing what the records hold? Oh my gosh, Dottie, I want to speak to your heart. Everybody is deserving. Creator says you are perfect, magnificent, brilliant, and resplendent. Right now, tomorrow you're going to be better. That means every soul is equal to every other soul. So if we dive into politics just a little bit with our toe and we think of some person who's known to be kind of orange, as hard as it is for some of us to wrap our mind around that, Creator says that person is also perfect. They're just on a different path. So if we can get that, then why are you not deserving? Of course you're deserving. Metatron loves you so deeply. And when you connect with that energy, oh, that love is just so powerful and overwhelming. It's like you are cradled in this mass of beautiful wool and cashmere and all of the most wonderful things you can think of. And in the little book of meditations, by the way, there are 2 meditations in here where you are cradled in the arms of Creator as your infant self. So here you are, a baby, and you are looking up into the eyes of your Creator, and you see yourself reflected in those eyes. Wow. I mean, it's just so powerful. And they share this stuff all the time. It's there for all of us whenever we want it. So why wouldn't we want to go get it?
Beautifully put. Okay, thanks for that, Dottie. Here's a question from Rose Manduhano. Deborah, can someone dream about the Akashic records?
Sure. It's just another way of connecting because, when you're asleep, your resistance is down. That's when your team can connect with you. So absolutely. Yeah. And there are some people, there's one soul specialty called Dream Master, really interesting people. I haven't met too many of them. They're kind of rare. They actually can go into the dreams of other people and help them. That's part of their soul path. Can you imagine that? You don't have your own dreams. You're always helping out other people in their dreams.
Wow. You know what's odd, Deborah? My mom only dreams in black and white, and they're never good dreams, which is really weird. I never have bad dreams. It's not odd to only.
Well,
I mean, they say don't they say that almost? I never felt like I dream in black and white. Maybe I just feel that it's color, and maybe it's not actually color. But anyway.
Yeah, I always dream in color too, but I have met some people through the course of our 21-day meditation challenge who all of their meditations are in black and white or shades of gray, which is really peculiar because they are in the minority. But what we're finding as we delve into this, there are past life traumas that have caused them to shut down. They're not seeing fully. It's like they're tunnel vision through their lifetimes. So that's why they're seeing in black and white and grays. They're not fully tapped in. But that can change.
All right. How about this question? Should you only read your own Akashic records?
Well, the thing about the Akashic records is you can't just access somebody's records without permission. So I read lots of people's Akashic records. That's okay because they give me permission. But you can absolutely do anything with your own. They are yours. For other people, I mean, you could try to access somebody's records. And if you get in, great. That means that they're willing to receive the help. Like when I delved into Corey's before we got on tonight, I asked, can I access Corey's records? And does he seek assistance? And I got a yes on that. So I was able to go in.
But I need all the help I can get, Deborah.
Yeah, well, I knew we were going to be talking about a lot of stuff, so I wanted to have a little extra for you. But there's been a couple of times when somebody had actually booked a reading with me, so they clearly wanted assistance. But when I tried to access their records, it was like the door was sticky and I had to really push to get in there. So then when we had our meeting, because I always do the prep before we meet, when I met with them, I said, were you a little scared about this or hesitant? And yeah, that was the case. So I was able to get in, but it took a lot more effort than normal.
All right. Okay, so we have a question here from Sharp Lisa is asking, could I please have a message from my guides or ancestors?
From Sharp Lisa?
Yes.
Okay, so for Sharp Lisa, would you like to share with Sharp Lisa? I'm seeing beautiful sky blues with white fluffy clouds. It's very idyllic. So are you saying she needs more rest? Yeah. So more R&R for you, Lisa. You're not getting enough rest. And we're in a time right now when so many things are shifting and a lot of challenges are coming at the light workers of the world. So self-care is really important right now. Give yourself that time. Take that extra relaxation, because if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot get out there and serve in the way that your soul wants to serve, because all light workers have that heart of service, right? But you can't give from that empty bucket. So fill yourself up to overflowing. Take that time for yourself. And that is a gift that you can give to the world.
Deborah, you're so concise.
I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can always appreciate people who can boil things down to brass tacks. It's very cool.
That's also one of the characteristics of being a researcher is they tease us that, if you're doing a presentation, the researcher is going to do a couple of bullets where somebody else might do paragraphs, because we like to boil it down. That's an aspect.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't do that. I do the fire hose delivery, Okay, thanks for that, Lisa. I hope that helped. Here's a question from Leslie White. Deborah, is there ever a record you're not allowed to see?
I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah. Not long ago, I tried to connect with Abraham Lincoln because, all the stuff going on. I was kind of curious what his take on this would be. He said, no. And from that, I mean, really shut the door, slammed it in your face, kind of no, no, no. And the resonance of the message that I got was that so many people have been tapping on his door. He is just sick and tired of hearing about it. Didn't want to talk anymore. But that's rare.
Is it?
Most people, if you're asking for them, are willing to be talked to because they're just so happy you remember them.
Yeah, well, thanks. Hope that helped, Leslie. We have this a comment from Dealing with Feeling who asked, Corey, did you and Deborah coordinate your backgrounds before you went on air tonight? We actually didn't. We popped on at the same time you saw it. That was Deborah's real reaction. She popped on just as I started going live. And no, I found this earlier today. I was like, oh, I think that works. And then Deborah commented on the circles. So Deborah, what is the importance of what we're looking at here?
Oh, it's the yin and yang symbol. You see it in the circle, the yin and yang?
Am I missing anything with what's rotating around?
That I don't know. I'm not so into that stuff, but I just recognize the yin and yang. And like mine is a mandala.
What is that?
A mandala, it's a piece of art that's used in the spiritual community to convey messages. So you might have seen pictures of, sometimes the monks will do these really elaborate artwork in sand. They're circular and they've got all this stuff. And then when it's done, they erase it. It's like you spent months doing that and you're just going to erase it, because the point was the journey. Once you're at the destination, it's done. It's very profound. Normally, though, I have things that are either trees and flowers or skyscapes and, stars and things. So this is a very unusual background for me, but I found it last week and it just felt right. So to come on and see that, it was like, oh, okay. I knew what was going on there.
Yeah, normally I have something either silly if it's just me on my own, or I try to follow something seasonal. And this time of year, I usually go from, I like the winter cabin fireplace kind of vibe, like come on into the living room. But then we'll get into some, I'm sure we'll get into some landscapes and seascapes as once spring kicks in.
This is a God wink. It's the angels and guides letting you know that they're hanging around, they're paying attention, they know what's going on. So they will do these little synchronistic things in our lives. So when you notice things like that showing up, stop and be grateful and think about, how does it show up? What does it mean to you? Is there some symbolism that you can get a greater message from? Because they're talking to us all the time. We're just not getting it.
All right. How about this one from Judy Knoll? Deborah, do you believe in Lemuria and Atlantis?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they were around. They were advanced civilizations. And, then they got too far off of their spiritual path. They got more into ego. And things just went to hell in a handbasket, as they say. So those civilizations stopped. They kind of blew themselves up, just like Maldek blew itself up. So yeah, it can happen, but it's out there. There are people on Earth right now who have had lifetimes in both of those places, or just one of those places. But yeah, and some of them do remember. They talk about it. Very advanced.
Interesting. Moderator Christian Montone says, Deborah, this is really fascinating and beautifully stated. Thank you. That's a nice comment. Question from, oops, sorry, Deborah.
Right above him, do you see Joanna's?
Yes, I was going right to that. Yep.
Awesome.
So Joanna Carson asks, Deborah, sometimes I hear music that is not coming from a radio or outside source. Is this music from the Akashic Records or from my guides?
Well, both, because your guides and your team are from the Akashic Records, right? That's their base. So music is a very common way. Angels love to throw music. When I do my channeled events, very often a song will come through for somebody, and they tease me because I have a hearing loss, and so it's hard for me to get on the right pitch sometimes. So I'm a little self-conscious about singing in public, even though I used to do it all the time. But they're like, get over yourself already. Just do it, put it out there, and make sure the person gets the message. So it's a little game they like to play. They're very funny, and music a lot. So if you get music and a message, I encourage people, go look up the lyrics, see if there's a deeper message there for you. Also think about, how does that song make you feel? What's going on? Does it evoke a memory? Sometimes that's what it's about. Or sometimes it's just, that's the path that they can take to help you connect the dots to something else. Because I don't keep up with modern music. So most of the music I'm going to get to share with you is going to be stuff from way old, before the 90s and back, because I like the really old stuff too. So if people don't know what I'm talking about, they have to go look it up and listen to it, because I'm not listening to the new stuff. But they will use whatever they can to convey the message. They speak in metaphors and symbolism all the time, because the thing is, they can't interfere with our free will. So they can't just tell you what to do. They can give you signs and symbols and nudges to help you figure it out. So you have to kind of be a detective with this stuff.
All right. Moving on. Thanks for that question, by the way. This is from Deanne Shield, Maiden Tarot. Deborah, how do you open Akashic records?
Well, there's a prayer that you can use to open them, and you can find some online. You can tap me and I'll share mine with you. It's in my book as well. There's opening and closing. There's a lot of them out there. So you find one that works for you. You can even write your own, because remember, you're a sovereign soul, you get to say. Some people, once they've had a lot of practice working with the records and they're very comfortable going in and out, they can just say, activate Akashic records, and bam, they're activated. I just go in and out for the light stuff without even doing any of that, because I'm always connected. So it's just a pause, take a breath, and bam, I'm in the records. So it's going to be different for everybody. Feel your way through what works for you.
Okay, thanks for that, DM. How about this one from Giselle 222? Hi, Giselle. Deborah, can we astral travel to the Akashic records during sleep? We had a similar question earlier, but this adds a little astral travel in there.
Yeah, you can astral travel not only to the records, but to other planes of existence. In fact, when I do the karmic reading, that's one of the things I look for. Are you doing astral traveling in a negative way? Because if it's connected to some old trauma, it can be a negative journey that you're taking, which draws on your vital force energy, which disrupts your sleep. You don't want to do that. So we look for those negative ones to clear and release them. But in addition to that, sure, you can do all kinds of things, because once you go to sleep, your soul has nothing to do. It doesn't sleep. So it's out there. It goes to soul school. It goes and connects with departed loved ones. It journeys. It does whatever it wants to do. There's so much freedom. Part of that you're going to get in your dreams, because there will be some bleed over, so you'll see it. But yeah, astral traveling is definitely part of that.
Very, very nice. We have a comment from Deb Heck that I think you can probably help with, Deb. Oh my God, I am not connecting and feel like and feel scatterbrained. So what would you tell someone who is having trouble connecting and just feels sort of scattershot about everything, can't get it together?
Yeah, well, it's probably some grounding would be really helpful for you. So either in the little book of meditations or some of the meditations on my YouTube channel or on the website, there are groundings built into those at the beginning. Sometimes we speak them, and sometimes they're just energetically entwined, because that's how they were delivered to me. So you want to be grounded. That's the first thing. But it could also be that your root chakra has a little damage or misalignment going on, because that would interfere with your ability to fully ground. So you could do some prayers, ask your angels to help you with it, and just outright ask them, hey, what's going on? And then pay attention to what comes into your awareness, because they will answer. It's just a journey for you to learn how to translate and understand what they're saying.
Interesting. Tammy asks, Deborah, I've subscribed to your channel and thank you for sharing your spiritual gifts.
Thank you.
That's nice. Thanks, Tammy. Always good to see you, Tammy. Jamie Johnson, Deborah, I also subscribe to your channel. Beautiful, beautiful. Catherine Rodia, love this. Yep, we love having Deborah with us. Here's a cool question here. If someone is having issues with substance abuse and past childhood traumas, can Akashic records help clear these problems?
Well, the records themselves aren't doing it. You're doing it. Remember, you're the sovereign soul. So here, I'll give you a little preview of coming attractions. There's a spiritual woman I know who's doing a program coming up in April on addictions and how it's handled in the spirit world. How do the spirits feel about it once they cross over, if they've been an addict in this lifetime? So she asked me to contribute something to that. And immediately I thought of Amy Winehouse, because that's somebody I'd been wanting to talk to for a while. I wanted to know more about her journey. So when I tapped in, well, she was really willing to talk, and I learned a lot, which you'll hear when that video comes out. But yeah, lots of regret, And she explained why. For her, it was about, I guess I'll give this part of it away. It was about soul gender. Her soul gender was male. Her physical body was female. And that set her up for all these conflicts. So she had a lot of trauma in her early life. And that led her down that path. Very unhappy soul. She didn't intend to join the 27 Club. That was just an accident. But yeah, very interesting. So absolutely. And what you would do is, if you believe that's connected to your present issue, is connected to a past life, we go in and we look for that. We find the story that's connected to it. And we just get the vignette. We don't need the whole lifetime. We need the vignette that tells us how the trauma happened. What were the details? Is there somebody in your present life connected to that that's helping to propagate it? So we get all that information, and then we do a clearing to release it. So absolutely can be healed. Of course, you've got to do the work after that to keep it away from you, to continue your energy and your intention to be healed, but it can be.
Okay, great question. Thanks for that. Here's one from Tim Walliser. Can someone like Putin or Trump access the Akashic records? Is this available to anybody?
Yeah, it's their record. They can access it. Not that they would.
Well, so that's true too. So would they be more earthly or earthen people, do you think?
No, they're probably star seeds.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And some people talk about Putin is connected to the dark magic. So I don't know. That I haven't probed into. What I do know, I can tell you about Putin and Trump, is they have a past life together. Putin was Caesar. Trump was Brutus. And today is the Ides of March. How funny is it we're talking about this? So, Brutus betrayed Caesar. So the two of them have all unresolved karma between them. When they came together in this lifetime, it was to resolve that in a positive way. But they obviously both have made lots of negative choices, so it's not happening. They're actually continuing that dark karma between them.
Very cool. Okay, thanks for the question. Here is one. That was Tim, by the way. Here's one from Carol Poulin. Carol asks, do you think that as you go along your path, you get these life conditions? Does that mean these are lessons we need to learn before continuing on your path? Does that make sense,
Life
Deborah?
conditions like illnesses? That's what I'm guessing she means.
Oh, I don't know. Do you think that as you go along your path, you get these life conditions?
Well, it can be, experiences. What happens is you come into this world with all of that karma waiting to be resolved, and you had a pre-birth plan that you created. So there were certain situations you set yourself up for. Like I incarnated into a family where there was a lot of abuse going on because I wanted to have that opportunity to work through and overcome that abuse cycle. So we incarnate, we choose our mother and kind of our father, because we hope we got that one, but you can't always be sure. So you choose your mother based on two things. Either she is an energetic match, her situation, for what you want to do, or you have past life karma. So it's one of those two situations. So, people talk about, oh, why am I being punished? You're not being punished. These are opportunities for healing, for resolving old trauma. That's what it's really all about. So whatever situation you find yourself in, it's a challenge and an opportunity. There are no mistakes, only lessons to be learned. Then you take that lesson, you move forth in a more empowered fashion. You keep going and you keep expanding, learning more lessons. It's a cycle.
All right, one question after the other here. Rat tat tat. Deborah, can you connect to the earth activities such as earthquakes and weather via the Akashic records?
You can connect to Gaia. Yeah. I mean, you could probably talk to storms too. I haven't really tried that, although I have plenty of times. Ask Gaia, Mother Nature, whomever, hey, can you hold off the rain for 15 minutes because I have to go feed the horses? And you can do that kind of thing. They will accommodate you if they can. But I've talked to Gaia a bit. She's come forward a couple of times to share her concern with what's going on and to let us know that, hey, I'm going to have to do what I have to do to heal myself. And some of you are going to get hurt as a result. It's not personal. This is me surviving, and you don't survive if I don't survive. So this is what's going on right now. So what some light workers are doing is they're gathering together and they're regularly sending healing energy to Gaia to help her, because she's going through a rebirthing right now into her next evolution.
Good, good, good. Okay, thank you for that. Next question. Deborah, which of your books should someone start with to access the records?
If you want to learn about the records, then the first one, The Missing Manual to You, Akasha Unleashed, that would be a good place to start, just to learn about what the records are and how to use them. If you're in a hurry and you want to learn to channel, you want to hear your angels, then get the 21-day meditation challenge. Now, there is a workbook that goes with this. The workbook's optional because the messages that are in here, there's one for every day of the 21 days. Those are in the Facebook group. So you can access them there if you join the Facebook group. But this is the course. This is what teaches you how to channel so that you can all talk to your angels, because you all want to. It's amazing. It's marvelous. It will change your life. It will expand you. You will have more clarity of who you are, why you are, and what you can do next. It's just, there's nothing like it.
Good stuff. All right, moving on. Judy Knoll again. Deborah, what kind of starseed do you think Corey is? He has a Lyran or Lyran look to him. What does that mean?
Well, that's one of the tribes that some people talk about. That one's not actually on my list, so someday I'll have to investigate to see if it's a different name that I have in my research material and figure that out. But no, he's not Lyran. So we'll reveal that sometime in the future if Corey decides he wants to reveal that after I share it with him.
Oh, game on. All right, let's people want messages from their guides. See if you can help here, Deborah. The first is Dalin 42. I would love a message from my guides.
Okay, so Dalin 42. What would you like to share with Dalin 42? Hearing cuckoo choo. What song is that from?
I am the Eggman. I am the Walrus.
Thank you. Okay, I just heard the cuckoo choo part. Okay, and so what's that? That's just being silly, Dalin. So what that means to me is your angels are trying to tell you, you need to lighten up and play more. You are being way too serious. And a big part of this life journey requires play, believe it or not, because when you get into that playful, light energy, your energy will shift. You will be into a more receptive mode where more doors will open to you. You will hear more of your angel messages because you're not in resistance when you're playing. You're relaxed and you're allowing. So more of that for you.
Very nice. Hope that helps, darling. We have another request from Thankful Mom. Thankful is one of our moderators tonight. I would love a message from my guides, please.
Awesome. So Thankful. What would you like to share with Thankful? I'm seeing a big orange ball, like sunrise. So sunrise on the horizon. So what is that about? New beginnings. New beginnings for you, Thankful. Okay, so what else? Hope. Hope is a big part of this. So there's something that you've been hoping for or you've been planning for, and it's coming. They're showing you the sun is rising on your hopes and your dreams. Is there anything else you want to say about that? Okay, what? Gray skies are gonna clear up. Put on a happy face. So take that for what it means. More lightness, more just being who you are, allowing your beautiful soul light to flow from you to the world. Just allow it. It'll be wonderful.
All right. Hope that helps, Thankful. And thanks again for being with us tonight and helping out.
Thank you.
All right. Here is something from Dealing with Feeling. Back to the questions. Deborah, my daughter had a car accident and hit two cars. Both cars were folks I knew.
Wow.
Was it karmic?
Okay. So dealing with feeling. The daughter's accident hitting people she knew. Was that a karmic connection? Yeah. They're saying there are no coincidences. Everything is for a reason, even if we don't see it. And that's why it behooves us when we have synchronicities and things that feel like coincidence to delve in a little bit and figure out what's going on there. So what do you want to share about that? Why did they need to have a car accident? They weren't listening. It was getting their attention. They weren't listening. So they needed to be brought together in that moment to wake them up, is what I'm hearing. It's like there was some unconsciousness going on, and it was to shake them out of that, to kind of put a scare about life and death into them so that they could be more appreciative for the life that they have. Because it's as they say, tomorrow's not promised. Get on it. Start living your life full out with gusto right now, because that's what your soul came from or came for. I think that's it.
Okay. I never know. I never know if you're still downloading.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I missed the ball.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. Here's a question from Ajaxis. Deborah, will my truth ever be known before death? I often wonder if my mission has been fulfilled or if I've missed the point of this lifetime and am a disappointment to my guides and angels.
Oh,
Heavy question.
it was Ajaxis is the name?
Ajaxis, yeah. It could be Ajaxis, but it's all one word. So we're saying Ajaxis.
Oh, Ajax. Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, you're never a disappointment to your angels and guides. Never, ever. They love you to the moon and back. They think you're perfect. You are their beloved, not child, but kind of, because they take care of you. So that's not even a consideration. Let go of that. And as far as your purpose and all of that, it's totally up to you. You're a sovereign soul. You get to decide. If you don't get it all done in this lifetime, no biggie. You got lots more to go. You'll do it then. The most important thing is, how do you feel? It always comes back to, how do you feel? If you are happy with where you're at, great, keep going. If something's not working, then don't stay there. Change something up. Don't keep hitting your head against a brick wall. Change something, make a different choice, because when you do that, you allow your angels to step in and help you. When you make that choice, it gets the energy flowing, and that creates the space for them to do their magic to help you. And then once you do that, of course, pay attention, watch for messages and symbols from them. When you see them, if it's, let's say, a bird flies across your path and you can't miss it because it almost hits you in the head, that's a message. Look up, what is the symbolism? What do you know about that creature? And see how that fits into where you're at and what you're needing to know. Because it's the answer is always there. It's just we have to find it.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. All right, folks, we're at the bottom of the hour. It is now 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the East Coast. I'm Corey from Bridge Cape and coming at you from Gloucester, Massachusetts. She is Deborah Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, joining us for our very first conversation here on the channel. That was a pretty quick hour, huh, Deborah?
Yeah, really quick.
Yeah, it flies by. So we do have to ring the bell here.
Oh, you know what? Can you hear mine? Awesome.
Yeah, look at that, folks. So we want to thank Blue Moon, and thankful for tipping the channel. Much appreciated. Thanks for that. And coincidentally, Blue Moon has a question here, and she's asking, Deborah, do you have any message for me, please? This is from Blue Moon.
So for Blue Moon, what do you want to share with Blue Moon? I'm hearing the dwarfs singing Whistle While You Work. What is that, Cinderella? So
Snow White.
Snow White. Okay, thank you. So why are you talking about Snow White? Okay, I have no idea, but stop waiting for your prince to come. Just get out there and live your life. That's what I'm hearing. Let's see if there's anything else. Anything else you want to share with Blue Moon? Yeah, again, for more fun, more fun is going to be a repetitive message. They're always saying that. And so often, that's just the one thing. If we do even that much, it changes our lives, because we shift our energy, just more opportunities come. We feel better. And it's always about that feeling better. I'm going to sound like a broken record pretty soon, but yeah, that's for everybody, that it's so important. So are you talking about her prince literally? Is she literally waiting? I'm getting a yes on that. So you see, you guys, this is where, for we psychics, it's scary, because I have no idea if that's right or not, but that's what I'm getting. So I have to honor that and share it with you. And even if it's not exactly right, maybe there's some crumb in there that will make sense to you that you can grab onto. So it will be a useful message. So I hope it helps you.
Okay, hope that helps, Blue Moon. Next question is from Mark Wilhelm. Deborah, does my mother have a message for me?
Okay, so Mark Wilhelm. Mom, have you got a message for Mark? Anybody a Bee Gees fan here? I just gotta get a message to you. Hold on. So, Mom, is there anything else you want to say to Mark? It's so crazy. Yeah, there's more she wants to say. So hold on. Let me get whatever it is. What do you want to say to Mark? Yeah, she sent in lots of love in case you didn't know that. And I see her standing behind you with her arms around your neck and her chin on the top of your head. She's just embracing you really snugly. A big bear hug from Mom. She wants you to feel that across the veil. And she's saying that, I'm right there beside you. I didn't go away. Even though you're not aware of it, she's close to you all the time. Whenever you think of her, you talk of her, she draws near and tries with all of her might to let you feel that love that she's sharing with you. So just know it's there. And here's what you can do, Mark. Even though your ego is telling you you're just making that up, you're crazy, ignore ego. Go with the truth, the love and the light that says to you, Mom is there. She is sharing that love with you. She's never left you. And imagine it like a daydream. Picture it. Close your eyes. Picture Mom standing there giving you that bear hug. Feel it. Know that it's real. And when you can do that, you will be more connected. It'll be easier for her to connect with you in the future because you took the step of trust in believing that it was real. Because you guys, a lot of this stuff, these downloads we get, they feel like a daydream or imagination. That's the magic of them. So for us, it's just stepping over that great divide, having the trust and believing that, yeah, it's really true, even if it sounds crazy as all get out, because some of it does. They're going to use whatever means they can to communicate with you. And sometimes it's pretty outlandish. So I hope that helps.
Mm-hmm. Do some deep diving tonight. I hope that's helpful, Mark. I appreciate the question. Next, we have from another one of our wrenches. This is Christian Montone, who says, "Hey, Corey, if Deborah has a moment, can she read a message from my guides? Thank you in advance."
Okay, so for Christian, what does Christian's guides, what do they want to say to you tonight? Or Christian. I'm seeing this bowl spinning like on a pottery wheel, and it's a striped bowl, dark colors, so like a dark blue and a dark green, jewel tone colors striped on this bowl, and it's just spinning around, and there are these hands that are carefully tending it. Oh, this is beautiful, Christian. Oh, this is about how your guides are taking care of you with that much attention to detail there as you're spinning round on that pottery wheel, because that's metaphorically you. They're just ever so gently touching and nudging you to help shape you into the most beautiful, magnificent masterpiece. That's what they're doing all the time, and they want you to know that. That is so beautiful. Thanks for asking that question. Okay, Corey.
Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
We have a lively chat tonight. We're all over the place. So, cool, Christian. Hope that helps, bud. Next one is from Eileen. Deborah, what are your feelings on the Celestine Prophecy books?
Oh, I love that series. So when I read it the first time, I hadn't had my spiritual awakening. I just thought it was a really cool book. But since then, looking back, I now understand. If you've gotten to the last book, I hope you have, so you'll know what I'm talking about. But you know how the people reached a higher frequency and they disappeared? That's kind of what we're doing. We are raising our vibrational frequency here on this journey as we move forward to evolving into fourth dimensional beingness. Earth is also shifting into fourth dimensional beingness. So what happens to the people who don't do that? I think it's kind of like the Celestine prophecy that we will buzz into that fourth dimension and will now be existing in the fourth dimension. But then that third dimensional resonance is still there for the ones who haven't made the journey yet. And so after I put all those pieces together, it's like, holy cow, he channeled that book. You can see it when you go back with that perspective. There are so many places where the things that are in there are so connected to what I've learned in researching the Akashic records. So It's a great series. And I think it was intended to plant some seeds to get people's attention, intrigue them, and cause them to ask questions and learn more. And that's what all of this is about. We're all planting seeds. Whatever it is that we know, that we understand, we plant those seeds, and then we trust that the ones who are ready will sprout and that they will make a difference. That's what we're all doing here.
All right. Thanks for that. Next question is from Sandra Spidel. Deborah, do you believe if Metatron is asked to please help or provide wisdom at a certain time, that he will provide his help?
Always. The angels never say no. It's just the caveat is because they can't speak plainly and tell you what to do. They have to kind of like do this sideways dance to get the information to us in a way that we can figure it out and then use it. But the answer is always yes. Now, the other part of that is that they can see the very best for you. So if you're asking for something that maybe is just above average, and they can see a way to help you fulfill your goal even higher than what you were asking for, they will do that. They will help bring those pieces together so that the opportunity exists for you to have something better. So when you ask, it's a good idea to always say this or something better, to give them that leeway to bring you more and better.
This feels like a long lightning round.
Yeah?
Yeah. You're just bang, 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 bang. This is cool. All right. How about this question, Deborah? When you're looking at the Akashic records, do you see actual records or is it a scene? What actually are you visualizing?
It varies. So most of the time, it's like a movie. And in the early days, it was almost always a movie because that was where I was in my development. Now, as I've done it for longer and I've gotten better at it, sometimes I might see a book. I might even see some writing. Like I had a conversation with Moses a while back. So I went into the records and I went down this long hallway, and it was like a big library that I was in. I went into this room and I'm looking at this bookcase that's got all these books. And then all of a sudden, all the books are gone except one. And it's a black leather bound Bible. And it's like, that's weird. Why are they showing me that? So I pick it up and it opens to a very specific chapter and verse, and it's in Exodus. And it's the verse about Pharaoh's daughter finding the baby in the river and picking him up. Okay, what a great way to introduce Moses. And so then I put the Bible down on a table because it's really heavy. Moses comes in the door and we have this whole adventure. And you can find that's on my channel. I recorded a video about it. But yeah, so in that case, I was actually able to read the words in the book. That's unusual because for our brains to see that kind of thing in that minute detail and actually read text is a lot harder. But the longer you do it, the better it gets. And that doesn't mean you wouldn't be able to do it because, again, we're at all different stages and different abilities, different talents. So just flow with whatever you get. Be grateful for it and it will expand. That's the best way to explore your records.
You know, it's interesting you say that because when I dream, if there are opportunities where I always try to want to know where I am and where on my timeline am I in these dreams. So if I'm walking by a newsstand, I try to read the newspaper headline I want to grab a date. Or if there's a calendar somewhere and I can never quite, it's usually gibberish, you can't quite make it out. Yeah. Once in a blue moon, I'll actually see a solid date, but I'm making a conscious effort in a dream state to try to find that info out.
So you're lucid dreaming.
Yeah, I didn't even know what that term was, but that's
really cool.
It's frustrating though.
Oh, just keep at it. It will get better over time.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. All right, how about this one from Suburban Housewife? Due to aerial photography, more and more ancient cities are being uncovered. They are long abandoned and on every continent. What will we learn from this, Deborah?
Well, the ancient cities are there to teach us, right? To learn more about what was so that we can understand more about where we came from. Beyond that, I don't know. I saw something recently where they were talking about using remote viewing, which is really interesting to find these underground structures. And it was really fascinating because in this particular video, they were saying that all the scientists were saying, no, there's nothing there. We've done the x-rays. We've used all of our machines. There's nothing there. But this remote viewer is saying, you go to this exact spot, you go 3 feet down, you're going to find a wall. And they did. It was phenomenal. And so they uncovered this other chunk, and it was all very unexpected, but it's like buried treasure waiting for us to find it. In one of my journeys in the records, they showed me this pyramid that's got this secret room in it. And in that room, there was a portal to other dimensions. That's how the aliens were coming here, interacting with the Egyptians and teaching them these higher learnings that they used to create their culture. But somewhere along the way, there was some kind of I don't know, maybe it was an earthquake, but it covered up that room. So nobody knows where that room is anymore. It's hidden. One day it will be rediscovered, and there will be that portal. So that's really cool. And I'm saying, okay, why are you telling me this? Because I'm certainly not going there finding it. But it's just about the possibilities. They're sharing with us what's out there. I think it's to excite us, to engage us, and just let us know that there's always more if we want it.
All right. Kate Walter. Hi, Corey and Deborah. Do my records or guides have a message about my business?
Kate Walter.
Kate Walter, yes.
So for Kate, what can you tell her about her business? Oh, it's feeling like you're going through some bumpy times. I'm getting this little, kind of like a roller coaster feeling in my solar plexus. So that would tell me that, there's some up and down going on there. So is there something that you want to share with her that can help her to smooth things out? They're saying you're focusing too much on what's right in front of your nose and not enough out into what's down the road. Because there's all of that up and down going on right now, it's like you're clenching your fists and you're clamping down, and all you can focus on is what's right there in front of you, and you're trying to fix that. And in the doing that, you're not seeing that there's some opportunities on the path ahead of you. So you're missing those. So relax, breathe, relax, allow, and focus. Then ask your angels for help. They will help you to see these things that you need to see. They'll also help you calm down. So when you calm down, you shift your energy, you'll be better able to see what's coming. But yeah, there's help ahead on the path. It's smoother. There's opportunity, but you got to get there. So relax your hands, do some deep breathing. Some meditation would be really good for you.
All right, well said. Here's a nice question from Kathy Gladen. Deborah, do animals or elements or plants also have Akashic records?
Do animals, elements, and or plants have Akashic records? They do. Yeah. I knew that buildings and land did. If it's got an address, it's got an Akashic record.
Really? Okay.
That is really cool. Thanks for answering or asking that question. Yeah, so they do have consciousness, and if there's consciousness, then there's a record. I'll bet their teams are very different than our teams, but they've got a record.
All right. Vicki Nedwick. Deborah, I see my birthday and my husband's birthday all the time on the clock, or it will come up on TV. Does this mean anything?
Yeah, you're seeing repeating numbers. It's your birthday, but it's also repeating numbers. So there's this website you can go to. It's Sacred Scribes and Angels. I just always search Joanne Sacred Scribes and it comes up. Then you can ask for the number you want, read the definition. It will help you to understand the symbolism of that number, and also perhaps give you a clue, maybe what they're trying to tell you with that. Sometimes it's just getting your attention, saying, hey, baby, we want to talk. So it might be that. It might be that they're really trying to connect with you right now and asking you to lean in. But always when you get those repeating numbers, go look them up, because that's part of your investigation as you're trying to figure out what they're saying to you.
All right. And folks, I should point out that I'm way behind in the live chat because we have so many questions for Deborah tonight. So doing the best I can. It's a lot to handle, but we're in good shape here. Here's another question for you, Deborah. I see consecutive numbers all the time. Even my phone number has consecutive numbers. Does this have something to do with Akashic records?
What was the name?
Eileen.
Eileen. So for Eileen, the consecutive numbers that she's seeing, is that something about her records? No, it's not about her records. Is it about numerology? Okay. So take the numbers, add them up. You know how to do that with numerology? And if you don't, you can find a website that will do it for you. You just plug it in and it will do it. But you add those numbers all up and you get them to a single digit or a double digit if it's the same number, like 11 or 22 or 33. Those stay. They're like master numbers. And then see what that number is all about. There could be a hidden message there waiting for you to be revealed. Sometimes they'll do that. It's really interesting. But also, if it's not, a huge amount of digits, you could also check it on that Sacred Scribes and Angels site to see if there's more to be learned there. So when it's numbers, there's always some greater meaning there. It's just a matter of, poking through and figuring out what it is. And if that doesn't help, then when we see each other again, ask for more detail.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good. Sean 12 asks, what are your thoughts about friendly skeptics?
Friendly skeptics, perfectly fine. Like I said, my mother-in-law is an atheist, so it's okay because what you believe is perfect for you. I'm not here trying to change anybody's mind. I'm just sharing from a place of love what I've learned because I want it to be available to you, and then you choose whether you use it or not, whether you incorporate it or not. You don't have to believe everything I tell you. And that's really important, actually, because there are a lot of false prophets out there right now. In this time of this big shift we're going through, there's a lot of that happening, trying to drag people down a dark path. They can sound really convincing. So what you want to do is you want to run it through your truth filter in your solar plexus. Does it sound true to you? Does it feel good to you? Does it resonate with you? And if it does, great. If it doesn't, then discard it. And that's if it's me, I don't care. If it doesn't resonate with you, then it's not the message for you, because there are many people out there sharing messages from their perspective, from their gift in different ways. And the reason there is such a wide variety is because not everybody can hear the same message. So you will get what you need if that is what your desire is. You put that out to your angels, let them bring to you what you need. But a little skepticism is a good thing. Sometimes they'll share something with me and I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. They told me one time there are spaceships inside of the earth. And I'm like, oh, come on. I don't buy that. I don't believe in that. But you know what? They've never lied to me. So now I have to stop being a skeptic about it and accept there must be spaceships inside the earth.
And
Tricky.
there you have it. I hope that helps, Sean. Thanks for the question. Here's another question for you. Are Akashic records only the past, or can we see the future and or potential?
You can, and you can ask questions about the future. The thing is, it's not written in stone. There are points, there are fixed points where certain things are going to happen. There are other points that are kind of roughly sketched out based upon your pre-birth planning. So some of those might change from what they are today. So when somebody asks me a question about the future, it's always the caveat, this is true today. It could change based upon choices you or other people involved make, because your angels are out there putting together all these synchronicities to help you get to where you want to go, accomplish your goals. But if you or somebody else involved makes a choice they didn't anticipate, because we sometimes do, now they got to scramble and reconnoiter and get you back on track again. So it can change the timeline in that way. But yeah, there are certain things that you can get from the future.
Okay, here's a difficult question, Deborah, from Mary Lecce. Is suicide part of the Akashic records or part of your soul's journey? A former coworker passed away from suicide, which shocked a lot of people.
Yeah, the first thing to know is there's no judgment about suicide. Forget all that stuff society has told you or religion has told you. You are a sovereign soul. If you choose to exit, you can do that. Now, having said that, if it's not the time when your soul was ready to leave, because each of us have several exit points that we could choose to leave. If it's not one of those times, it won't be successful, because the soul never leaves the body until it's ready. So if you tried to commit suicide and it was outside of those points, you would live. Something would happen to cause you to live. But as far as the actual action itself, it just meant that soul was ready to go, and suicide was the way they chose to go. So there's no judgment about that anywhere.
Sherry Kaltenborn. Deborah, I have also hooked up with a horse after my reading with you in Germany.
Awesome.
So there's that. Let's see. Scrolling. Dreaming big. Please, do you have any messages for me? Ask Dreaming Big.
Okay. Dreaming big. What do you want to share with dreaming big? I'm seeing somebody blowing up a balloon. It's a red balloon and they're really huffing and puffing to blow it up. So that's a lot of effort, right? And everything is supposed to be flow. So there's a lot of effort being put forth to accomplish something. And that would say to me that find a way to do it differently where it doesn't require so much effort, because all of that resistance pulls you off your path. You want to be in the flow. So if you need help, you ask for help, or you find an alternate way to accomplish the goal. So is that everything? Yeah, that was it. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, Leah, let us know, Dreaming Big. Thanks for the ask. Here's something from Georgia King. Hey, Corey and Deborah, what do you get about spirit of therapy?
Spirit of therapy. I've never heard of it.
No, neither have I.
What can you share about spirit of therapy? Is it a thing, first of all?
It's in quotes and entitled. So it's
Okay.
spirit of therapy.
So is it a modality? Getting it's a modality. Is it a positive, uplifting modality? Yes. So is it something that would be useful for dreaming big to partake in? Yes. So if you were having trepidations about whether it was of the light, they're saying it is. It's okay. So is it something that will be helpful for dreaming big?
No, Deborah, and this is for Georgia King.
Oh, Georgia King?
Yeah, you just did Dreaming Big.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So for Georgia, let me go back and ask again. So for Georgia King, spirit of therapy, is that something that would be helpful for her? Yes. So if it's something she's thinking about doing, go for it. It's a good thing. And is it a career path for her? Could be a good career path if that's what she was thinking.
Nice. Speaking of red, Deborah, this is from Deborah Pyro Hill. Why does a red cardinal keep hitting my deck door?
Well, go to Google, get the symbolism of cardinal and find out what it says. See what resonates with you. So red cardinal. What was the name again?
This is for Deborah Pyro Hill.
So for Deborah, we'll just go with that. So for Deborah, the red cardinal knocking on the door. Who's that knocking on my door? That's what I'm hearing. So you might want to go look that song up. Anybody know what the title of that song is? Does anybody know what that song is besides me? This is the problem of being an old person. Okay, so the red cardinal for Deborah. What is that about? I'm hearing opportunity. There is some opportunity that's wanting to get in your door. Open the door and let them in. Beatles, open the door and let them in. It's there waiting for you. Yeah, don't hold back, because if it's something that intrigues you, it gets your attention, it feels kind of fun, maybe it gives you goosebumps, go explore it, find out what it is. See if it's something you want to dive further into. Always.
And there you have it. Next request is from Tammy S. We love Tammy. She's been with us forever. Hi, Deborah. My birthday is this Saturday, 3/18. Can my guides give me a message, please? And thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. They love to do birthday messages. Happy birthday, Tammy. So for Tammy, what birthday message do you have for Tammy? Oh, they're having a big celebration. I'm hearing ta-ra-ra boom da. There's balloons. There's those like a firework in a can where you open it up and it pops out all this confetti, and it's a real party. And they want you to know, and for everybody, on your birthday, they go through this big ceremony. They archive last year's records. So they always have a party on your birthday. And you don't have to be there, which is the really fun thing. I've shown up a couple times and they're like, okay, we'll give you a message if you want, but we're having a party anyway. So when you leave, they keep partying. It's really kind of a strange thing. But so they're having a big party. They're archiving your records. They are getting ready for a rip-tearing, fabulous new year for you. That's what they're saying. So lots of good things are coming for you in this new year. What else? Don't hold back. Whatever it is you've been thinking about doing, just go do it already. Stop procrastinating, second guessing yourself. Move forward, take that action, then evaluate the results. And if it's what you wanted, keep going, because there's something there just waiting for you to take that action.
There you have it. Hope that's helpful. Here's one from Carrie Brinson. Thank you for the show today. May I have a reading for today? I feel I have past life blockages right now, but don't know what they are. This is from Carrie Brinson.
Okay, so for Carrie, are there past life blockages? Yeah. Well, they're saying everybody has them, some, more than others, but that's normal. So that's the thing to know. Is there anything specific you can tell her about them? Fear. Fear comes up really big. I feel it all over my body. Goosebump, fear. So there's something from a past life that had a lot of fear attached to it. Was this a death? Was it related to death? Yeah. So what can you tell us about that? I think it was a drowning, because I'm seeing like this big wash tub and someone's head being pushed underwater and drowned. So there's a big trust issue that's connected to that, because it's like you're going about your day, you're doing your normal stuff, accomplishing your tasks, and then somebody sneaks up behind you and commits this heinous murder, drowning you just for being you, for nothing more than that. And that is really frightening. And that is actually not an uncommon story. It happens to a lot of light workers that in past lives they have been murdered, exiled, tortured, all kinds of things just for being who they are. So in this particular lifetime, the light workers are being called forth to stand in their power and their light as we shift. That's a necessary part of this evolution. And it's really hard for them because they have all those old terrors. They've got that built-in memory from many lifetimes of going through this. Just know that's over and done with. You can't change it. All you can do is lean into your purpose, your mission for this life, and do it with everything you've got. Don't worry about the fear and somebody sneaking up on you, because now you've got the angels on your side. Now you are a more conscious person. You can call your angels. So anytime you feel that fear building up in your stomach or anywhere in your body, call a couple of big burly angels to stand guard over you. You can do that. We can all call angels whenever we want to, whatever kind, however many. You can call a squadron, you can call a battalion, whatever you want, whatever feels necessary and appropriate. So at nighttime, if you're having problems sleeping, you're afraid, call the angels to stand guard over you and help you to have peaceful, restful sleep. They will do that. So those are tools that are available to everybody. Use them. They love it when we ask them to help.
My angels have 3 blue wrenches. It is Thankful Mom, Annalie Finch, and Christian Montone. So thanks for moderating tonight. We're at the top of the hour, folks. It is now 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're 90 minutes in to our one-on-one conversation with Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records. We have a link for her book. She's an author 4 times over, so you can find that link there. And you can also subscribe to her YouTube channel, Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records. Deb, how are you doing on time tonight?
I'm good.
We're good? Okay, we'll keep rolling.
I forget to drink. I get too into this thing.
Yeah, go ahead. And I'll set the table here too. So if you're just tuning in, hi, I'm Corey from Bridge Cape Ann. She's Debbra Lupien. We do this for you every week, usually Tuesday, Wednesday nights. I'm on live. We had Celtic Tarot Sheila on last night. Deborah with us tonight, of course. We're super grateful for that. Next week in this time slot, I will be with Jill Dillaberti, Jilly Beans. You see her if she's in the chat. She'll be doing a side-by-side live with me for tarot readings. And we're also going to be giving away a 1-hour reading with Jill that night as well. If you want in on that, if you want a chance to win 1 hour with Jill Dillaberti, you can sign up for to be a Bridge Buddy. It's just $2 a month. There's no long-term commitment. YouTube doesn't take a cut of that. It goes through me directly. And then we're going to start having random drawings and giving away great prizes and bringing new folks onto the channel as well. So there is that. So thanks for all your eyes and ears tonight. We really appreciate it. Moving on, Deborah, we have this question from Christine Murphy. Deborah, please explain what it means or help me understand that when I dream, I'm transported to familiar scenarios. And so far, there are about 5 lives and lots of people that are interchangeable.
So repeating dreams. There's something there, or it wouldn't be repeating. That's a clue. So it's up to you. Write it down, dissect it, get as much detail as you can. Also, don't forget to ask your angels to help you figure out what it means. But there's something there that you're needing to get. So let's just, what was the name again?
Christine Murphy.
Christine. Okay, so for Christine, can you shed some light on these repeating dreams? What's going on? It's feeling like they're fun dreams. There's nothing dark about them. They're feeling like they're fun, a memory. It's about a memory. Okay. And is that memory designed to lead her to something in this lifetime? Yeah. So it's one way that they're using to help you make a connection. There's some connections for you. And they're dropping clues in these dreams. So what else about the dreams? Yeah, they're saying lean into them, enjoy them, ask for more, and you'll get more. And just know you are picking up the breadcrumbs, you're gathering them in your little basket. And at some point, you will get enough pieces that you'll be able to put them together to see the bigger picture. Because that's what they do. They don't give us the big message all at once, because usually it would be overwhelming and we'd get distracted. So they give us a piece at a time. We collect them, we put them together. That's why it's important to journal whenever you get inspired ideas or thoughts or things that you think are your angels. Write it down, preserve it. For one thing, it's really great for your self-confidence, because you can see that, yeah, I am making progress, I am getting messages. But for another, it puts those pieces together as you get enough of them so that you can see that bigger picture. And then you'll have a better understanding about what's going on.
Very nice. And folks, we're ringing the bell. More cowbell, folks. We want to thank Richie and Marby, as always, for supporting the channel. Thank you so much. And Richie has a question for Deb. Thank you, Corey and Deborah. Deborah, any message from my spirit team?
Okay. You said that was Richie?
Richie, yes.
So a message for Richie from the spirit team. I'm hearing something that sounds like football shouting. You know how they shout to the players to get out there and win the game? It's that tone of voice and that kind of an energy. So what is that about? Are you saying that Richie's a football fan? Yeah, I get that he's a football fan. All right. And what does that have to do with his spiritual journey? They're laughing and they're saying, hey, it's something he enjoys doing, so he should do that, because it's about putting the fun into the life, right? So yeah, enjoy it. If somebody's trying to tell you that it's not a good use of your time, they're wrong, because you need healthy doses of fun. So don't let people steer you wrong on that. Now, having said that, it doesn't mean that you don't focus on your soul journey and you work on whatever it is that your purpose is and dive into that. So it's balance. Richie, that's a big message for you, balance. Whatever it is you're doing, you need to have that balance, because that's the place from where you will be most prepared to receive the messages from your angels. So I hope that makes sense.
You know what's funny, Deborah, is you mentioned the pep talk at first, almost like before a football game when the players take the field. His avatar is actually, it might be Joe Montana. It's a football player. It looks like a San Francisco 49er. How crazy is that?
That is so cool.
Okay, thanks, Richie, and thanks again for tipping the channel. We appreciate it. Here's a question from Val in Southwest Pennsylvania. Val's always with us. How you doing, Val? Deborah and Corey, is there a message from my mom and dad?
Okay, so for Val, mom and dad, do you want to share anything with Val? I'm hearing that song and I can't get enough of it to really make sense. It's like, ooh, baby, baby. That's all I'm getting. I don't know if that makes sense to Val or not, but it's a feeling of love and soothing, letting you know that they're there. And it's also, the energy is that they're so proud of you. They love keeping tabs on you and knowing what you're up to. And there's this pride that they're feeling, even though they're in the soul, there's a pride in how you have turned out, how you're living your life. They're really enjoying that. So just know they're hanging around, keeping tabs on you. They're never gone. And No, it's not like they're watching you every second of the day. So you do have privacy, but they are around. They want you to know that, and they will always be there. That's not going to change. So when you need them, call them. They will be there. And like we talked about earlier with somebody else, if you need a hug from them, you in your head envision them hugging you, and they will be there. It will be real.
There you go, Val. Hope that's helpful. And thank you for that, Deborah. Next is Rhonda Rue. Deborah, do my angels have a message?
Okay, so for Rhonda Rue, angels have anything you want to share? They're singing some song I can't quite make out, but it's like something you would have during a pep rally, where it's very upbeat. It's kind of nonsensical, and it doesn't need to make not any sense. It's the energy that's important. So it's cheering you on. It's positive validation for the path that you're on and encouraging you to keep going. Is that it? Anything else? Yeah, that was it.
Okay, nice. Thank you, Rhonda Rue. Okay, next, we got this question last night for Celtic Tarot Sheila, but from a different person. This is from Paula Finley. Deborah, psychics predict a big change March 22nd. Do you see any changes?
Okay, big change on March 22nd.
This is next Wednesday, 1 week from tonight, or today.
There's something planetary going on, but I'm not really into astrology, so I personally don't know about that, but I'll just see what they have to say. So is there anything we need to know about for March 22nd? Any preparations we need to make? Well, they're saying the same preparations that they've been talking about for a while, and that is that because Gaia is going through this rebirthing, and she is twisting and squirming and going through those birthing pains, that's causing these environmental disruptions that we're seeing on the earth. And she's not deliberately trying to hurt anybody. And we don't know where it's going to happen because it's part of her birthing. She's just twisting and writhing. So it's about all of us being prepared, having your pantry stocked with supplies in case you get snowed in, like the people in California just did. Who would have thought of that? Or in case, you've got to grab a go bag and get out, have it ready to go. Doesn't mean it will happen to you, but take their warning, be prepared, and know that you will be safe because your soul's not leaving your body till it's ready. Always remember that. Just call upon your angels to help you get through it, to bring you the insights, to bring you the tools, whatever it is you need to stay balanced during the time that's coming. So I'm feeling rumblings. Are you saying like an earthquake on the 22nd? I get a big yes on that. So yeah, that's creepy. Yeah. And see, I'm skeptical because even though I got a big yes on that, I don't know. Will it happen? Who knows? We'll see next week.
Right. Okay. There you have it. Thank you. Next up is Gloria Buggerin. Gloria asks, Deborah, do my guides have a message for me? Please.
Okay. So for Gloria, what would you like to share with Gloria? Well, of course, I'm hearing the song Gloria. You probably get that all the time. And they're saying, own it, baby. Strut your stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's about you really embodying your authenticity, Gloria, stepping out in confidence, being who you are, not apologizing to anybody because who you are is perfect. So more putting yourself out there, doing what feeds your soul without fear of repercussions because your angels have got you. They're not going to steer you into a direction that's going to be harmful. It's always about what's lifting you up and in your best interests. So go with the flow, let them lift you up, and just be more fully you.
Very nice. I like that. Thank you. Next up is Pixie Dust. Deborah, I had a very detailed vision of sitting in my home office with my hands on my laptop. I can see light coming in through the top of my head and out through my fingertips. What am I channeling?
Oh, it's beautiful. So for Pixie Dust,
You want to be concerned at all with just light just extruding through the head and out the fingertips like that?
no, that's actually pretty normal in my world. That's how the energy works. It comes in through your crown chakra. Many times it will come out through your heart chakra, but it can also come out through your fingertips. So for Pixie Dust, are you saying she's a healer? Yeah. Yeah. And did she not know that? So whether you knew that or not, pixie dust, you're a healer. And what they're showing you is a visual representation of when you heal. The divine energy, the vital force energy comes in through your crown chakra, flows through your body, and it comes out your fingertips. So when you do your healing work, you don't ever want to be sharing your energy with the person you're healing. It's always that divine energy that passes through you and then comes out to that other person. When you do that, you actually get energized, because as that energy passes through you, it just energizes your body. It can have a reverse aging property to it, which is pretty cool, right? You want to do more of that stuff. And it's just important to distinguish those two so that you are not depleting your energy sources by using your energy to heal. It's always divine energy channeled through you. So hopefully that's what she was looking for.
Yeah, there you go. That's a lot. All right, next up is, I believe this is going to be Brienne. It could just be Breen. It's Brean, Breen D. So we'll say Brienne just until you yell at me. Okay, so hi everyone. Any message from my guides, because I'm always lucid dreaming, and most of my dreams, I'm not able to find my way home. Thank you.
Ooh, interesting. So for
Mhm.
Breen, what is with this not finding her way home? Oh, wow. Because home is not where you think it is. That place you're thinking of home is not where you belong. There is someplace else. And if you keep trying to go back to that place that isn't home, you're going to keep having this dream. It's there to remind you and to encourage you to look for something else. So are you saying that she needs to move? Is it about physically moving to a new home? Yeah. So they're saying it's in your best interest to move. I don't know if that's on your plan or not, but consider it, because that might be the very key you've been looking for to get you out of that loop that you're in.
All right, moving on. We have Dawn Hooper. Deborah, is there a message from my husband?
Oh, so it's Dawn?
Dawn Hooper.
Okay, I thought you said Dawn. So yeah.
Dawn.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So for Dawn, is there a message from her husband? I'm hearing you bet your sweet Bippy. So I don't know if he talked like that or not, but, or maybe it's a memory that they share. It could also be that. So what do you want to share with Dawn? He wants you to get up and get moving. Don't mope around. You've got a lot of living yet to do. And you are going to sorely regret it if you don't do that now. So maybe you've been holding back, feeling guilty about getting out and living your life, or something's holding you back. But he's saying, don't let that happen. Get out there, take the baby steps, because, you know, when you reintroduce yourself to the world, it's a little hard sometimes. Get friends to help you if you need that. But get out there, get into the sunshine, feel it on your face. Go sing your song is what he's saying. Oh, that's beautiful. Get out there in the world and sing your soul song, Dawn, because the world needs what you have to offer.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Thanks for the question, Dawn. Hope that helps. Next is Wildflower Wind, long-time viewer. Thanks, Wildflower. Deborah, does my mom have a message for me?
Okay, so for Wildflower, Mom, do you have a message for Wildflower? I'm hearing this beautiful whistling. If anybody remembers Bing Crosby, you know, he was famous for his whistling, and he had a really good whistle. So it's that kind of a whistle. I don't recognize the song. It's just the whistle. But it's very melodic. That's the important thing about this. So what else about that? Did you whistle to her? Is that why that's coming up? I'm getting that she whistled. So maybe that's why. All right, but what do you want to share with her? Love, love, love. Lots of love. And what else? That's a Beatles song, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. All you need is love. Yeah, that's it, Dawn. Is it Dawn I'm talking to now? Sorry.
I have to scroll up and find it.
Sorry.
I think we moved on from Dawn, right?
Okay. Oh no, Wildflower. It's Wildflower.
Wildflower Wind. Wildflower Wind.
Wildflower. Yeah, I'm sorry. I get the names confused sometimes. So yeah, all you need is love, Wildflower. That's important for you. So if you're blocking, if you're not allowing yourself to fully get out there and share your love with the world, you need to do more of that. Yeah. So she's whistling you on, encouraging you, and wanting you to get out. Really get out and get moving. Live your life fully. Don't hold back. Because when you get to the other side, you will have a lot of regrets. You don't want that. You want to live with gusto in this time.
People are asking about Meredith, my wife, if she made it home safely last night. She flew in from Florida overnight last night during the storm, but it was actually a smooth flight, so she was okay, and she is resting comfortably, I'm guessing, with Bubba as we speak. So thanks for the inquiries. Next up, Deborah, we have this from Get Through. Get Through. Deborah, do you see a complete healing from my eldest daughter, Sue Ann? She really wants to be able to study architecture.
Okay. So for Get Through and Sue Ann, is it highly likely that Sue Ann will experience complete healing? Ever? It's feeling like it's not going to ever be 100%. So sorry about that. Will it heal to the point that she can live a pretty normal life? Yeah. So it's not going to take over her life forever. She does have some, bumpy roads ahead of her as she goes through her healing process, and it will leave some traces. So you're saying that she'll be able to lead a mostly normal life. Yeah. Okay. And it's almost like what's left is more of a reminder than a hindrance. That's what I'm feeling. So yeah, hope that helps.
I hope so too. Thanks, Get Through. It's great to see all the new names in the chat as well tonight. So Deborah and I appreciate you spending some time with us. Next up is Old Guy. We love Old Guy, a longtime supporter of the channel here. And he asked, Deborah, am I making a positive difference with my new charges at work?
Okay. So for Old Guy, is he making a positive difference with his new charges at work? Big yes on that. So what else do you want to say? They're clapping. It's like there's a whole line of your guides and angels in there. They're giving you a standing ovation. Keep doing it. It's going well. It's a very positive thing. And it's for you as well. It's having a positive impact on you. There's that boomerang effect when you put it out that it comes back to you. So that's really beautiful.
Good. Okay. Linda Kelzer. Linda Kelzer. Hey, Deborah, do my guides have a message for me? Yeah, people are they're lined up in the queue now, Deborah, for messages.
Yeah, that's what happens. Once you do one of those, it's like everybody wants to ask the same question.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's understandable. So for Linda, what would you like to share with Linda tonight? Oh, I'm feeling this beautiful, peaceful breeze going across you, Linda. It's a whole vibe of peace. So are you saying that she's feeling more peaceful now than she has in a while? Yeah, so that's validation that you're on the right track, and keep going with that, because there's lots more of that feeling, that beingness coming your way if you allow it, if you don't worry it. Yeah, trusting it, allowing it to unfold and expand, because there's more there. You've just tapped the surface, Linda. Keep going. There's a whole bunch more coming your way.
Nice. Some people are asking what Deborah's doing with her left hand. She actually has a pendulum. She's either whisking eggs or she has a pendulum. So yeah. It's a pendulum.
Yeah, I just do it for focus. It's a habit that I've used that helps me tap in.
Chris DM. Hi, Deborah. Do my guides have a message for me? Chris DM.
Okay. So Chris DM, do you have a message for Chris? Yes, got a message for Chris. So what is it? I'm hearing a marching band, and the bass drum is going and the trumpets are coming up. They're getting ready to take off. They're in a parade. And I'm hearing, it might be Stars and Stripes Forever. I'm not sure if it's that one or it's another one of those really famous marching songs. But that's about that energy of being very upbeat, getting out there, putting yourself out in front of the public in a way that some people might think is kind of silly, right? Because they wear those costumes. They're out there in the hot sun doing their thing, but they're very focused, because to be a musician, you've got to be very focused. You've got to have that discipline of your craft. So all of that rolled into a big ball for you. I'm not quite sure. Is there more to that? Is there more you want to say about that? That's the energy that you want to take forward. It's very positive. It's knowing who you are, where you're going, what you're about. It's confidence, right? So it's about you stepping forward in your confidence to accomplish the goals. So if there's been something you've been holding back on, now is the time to move forward.
Good stuff. Okay, thanks for the ask, Chris. Moving on, this is now Mariola Kruskevitz. That's a guess, Kruskevitz. Hello, everyone. Can I have a message from my mom?
Okay.
So Mariola, a message from her mom.
So for Mariola, Mom, do you have anything to say to Mariola? Baby, I love you. Yeah, lots of love for the moms tonight. That's really cool. So sending kisses, lots of love, big smile. Oh, she had a beautiful smile, big beaming smile. She is so pleased and happy for what's going on in your life. It feels like there's something coming up for you, Mariola. Like, I kind of feel like a wedding or something, some event, some big celebratory event. And she's very excited about that. And with you all the way, she'll be watching over and celebrating with you. So let us know if that makes sense.
Yeah, please do. Next is Lisa Murray. Hello, Deborah. Do my guides have a message for me? Thank you for all you do. So this is Lisa Murray.
Lisa. Okay. So for Lisa, what message do you want to share with her tonight? I'm hearing that name game song. You know the name game song, Corey?
Is this a Banana Fana Fofana?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So whenever that song comes up, to me, that's about being silly. It's about being playful. And you don't always want to do it, because sometimes you get a name that comes out with some unfortunate rhymes, but I think for Lisa it will be okay. Anyway, it's bringing that energy into your life, more playfulness. That's what's needed right now. We're getting way more music tonight than usual, Corey.
We are, yeah.
That must be your influence.
We're playing all the hits, yeah. All right, next up is Nydia Braunstrup. Nydia is always with us. Good to see you again, Nydia. Deborah, could you see if my guides or daughter, Amanda, have a message?
Okay. So for Nydia, Amanda, are you there? Do you have a message? Amanda's kind of shy. She's holding back a little bit. Sending lots of love. I can feel it coming from her heart chakra, but she's not wanting to step up and say anything. She's kind of a quiet type. And what about the guides? Anything that you want to share with Nydia? Oh, they are running up and they're embracing you. So you are like a sandwich with all of your guides, and it's a big circle around you, holding you and just filling you with love. So if there was something you've been struggling with, they want you to know that they're right there at your elbows. They're going to be holding you up. If you start to trip and fall, they will be right there. Trust that they will be. Allow that love to come in and permeate your being so that you feel it. That will help to lift you up, to give you more confidence to get through the days. It's feeling like you're going through some struggles right now. And so you need that reassurance. It's there every moment of every day. All you have to do is ask, and you'll get more. You can call for reinforcements if you want, but your original inner team is going to be always there, practically holding you up.
Good. Well, hope you find some encouragement in that. Thanks for the question. Next up is Marianne. Deborah, would the angels provide me with direction or answers to overcome my frustrations, please? So
Marianne, you said?
Marianne, yes.
Marianne. What can you share with Marianne about her frustrations? They're saying you're pushing too hard. Back off a little bit. Go slower. You're trying to push through a lot of sludge, and that's a lot of hard work. So if you take it a little bit at a time, I'm seeing like shoveling snow, because that's what we've been doing recently. So instead of taking that huge big scoop of snow and flopping it over, which is really taxing, you take smaller chunks of it and throw it off your path as you clear your path moving forward. So don't bite off more than you can chew, right? It's take it a little bit slower. It's okay to go slower. You will still get there, and you will get there. Whereas if you push yourself too hard, you're going to run yourself into exhaustion, and you might then fall down and possibly even fall into illness. So self-care is really a good idea. Just slow down. That will help you a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hope that helps, Marianne. Thank you for the question. Next is Noreen. Noreen says, Deborah, I lost my husband a year ago. I would love to hear from him.
Okay. So for Noreen, does her husband have a message? Are you there? He's not ready to talk yet. Very unusual. Yeah. He's got some more processing to do. It's not personal, Noreen, but sometimes if they go through something traumatic, it takes them a little while to adjust. So try him again another time. When he's ready, he will talk.
Mm-hmm.
I saw, I think it was Wildflower said she never heard her mom whistle. So I don't know, maybe she was a fan of Bing Crosby and his whistling, because that image also came up. And sometimes it takes a little while to connect the dots. So you could get a hit in the coming days that will help you connect those dots.
Good, good, good. Well, we have a lot to catch up on here. We have a big chat tonight. Deborah answered tons and tons of inquiries, which was great. So we're at the 2-hour mark, Deborah. I'm thinking, why don't we stop this now and then book another one of these like ASAP? Now that I have an idea of how the live chat behaves and that you have access to it, which is helpful as well. I think that'll help me out on my end. But this was really cool tonight. And I also want to spend a time talking about people, if they want to learn more about you, your authorship, your channel, how can they go about doing that?
Oh, well, they can just go to Deborah Lupien, Voice of the Akashic Records on YouTube, and all those videos are there. If you go looking for past life karma, you'll find the video I mentioned about Trump and Putin being the incarnations of Caesar and Brutus. That was kind of a fun little reading. So there's tons of stuff there. There's lots of meditations there. There's a whole playlist of meditations. And just dip your toe in, explore. Lots of questions have been answered there. I also write on Medium. So medium.com, you can find my work there as well, in addition to the books. So I'm all over the place. Just reach out.
Yeah, and I really appreciate your time tonight, Deborah. It's been great getting to know you a little bit. I like that show number 1 is under our belts now. I'm looking forward to, we'll figure out whenever it works for you.
Yeah.
I have a couple of big events this week, and then, we'll probably start to expand programming and maybe do some more nights during the week. I'm usually locked in like a Tuesday, Wednesday thing, but I'm sure that'll change soon. So I'm really happy to be doing this with you. So once again, folks, if you want to follow Deborah on her channel, it's Deborah with 2 B's, Deborah Lupien, Lupien, Voice of the Akashic Records. She's on YouTube. We see a lot of her followers are probably with us tonight, so we appreciate your eyes and ears there. And of course, we keep dropping in, I think Christian and Annalie are dropping in links for Deborah's books as well. So you can check those out too. Yeah, and we'll keep you, obviously keep you posted on the next time we do a show with Deborah. I love this format. This was really great. I was surprised. I can't believe how many people you were able to help tonight, Deborah. That was really cool. And thank you for sharing your gifts with us.
Yeah, what we might think about doing is make a theme. So the questions need to be around a certain theme. And that, I think, helps you to get through more, and it's a little more interesting than the same old, what do my guides have to say? Because that can get a little tedious after a while. Not that those questions are ever invalid, because they're always valid, but it would be good just to mix things up, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we have to thank our moderators, right? Annalie, Christian, thankful as always. Thanks for being there. And all of our regulars and newbies to the channel. I hope you like what you're watching here. Thanks for all the support. Anything like thumbs up, all the subscriptions, all that stuff. We have 2 things going on. If you ever want to sign up for the Bridge Cape Band newsletter, just email me at hello@bridgecapeband.com. The other thing that we do is we have a $2 monthly subscription tier. We call it being a Bridge Buddy. If you want to be a Bridge Buddy, you are eligible for random drawings that we're going to have. For prizes through this channel. We'll do live drawings here. Next week, I'm going to be with Jill Diliberti side by side Wednesday night in this time slot, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Jill's a tarot reader, and she's going to be giving away a 1-hour reading with you next week. And then I'm also going to be joined by best-selling author Susan Wadia Els next Thursday. We'll be giving away books from her as well. She has a busting breast cancer. Is on the Amazon list right now. It's been there for a long time, as a matter of fact. So looking forward to that. And we'll let you know the next time we're with Deborah and with Celtic Tarot Sheila. It's been an awesome week. I've learned a lot. That was pretty awesome, Deborah. I appreciate your time once again. We'll chat after this, and we'll figure out when the next show is going to be. So,
so thanks everybody for coming. It was a pleasure getting to know you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Deborah. All right, folks, thanks for your time, and we'll see you next time on Bridge Cape Band.